Hi, you guys. My name is Jessica Lemons. Today I'll be discussing molecular and structural formulas and how they symbolize composition of compounds. First, I'm going to discuss compounds and molecules. A molecule is a particle formed when two or more of any atom are chemically combined. And a compound is a particle formed when two or more elements of different elements are chemically combined. So on the bottom right, I do have an example of the H2O molecule, which is also considered a compound because it is two elements, which is hydrogen and oxygen. So I was always told all compounds are molecules, but not all molecules are compounds. So just remember that. Next, I'm going to discuss molecular formulas. A molecular formula is a chemical symbol for elements followed by the numeric subscripts describing the number of atoms of each element presented in the molecule. So down here I do list a couple of examples. The one I want to point out is going to be glucose. The molecular formula for glucose is C6H12O6, which is letting us know that in the glucose molecule, it has 6 carbons, 12 hydrogens, and 6 oxygens. So it's basically just let you know what elements is listed in the molecule and how many elements. Next, I'm going to discuss bonds. Bonds are forces that hold atoms together to make compounds or molecules. So I do list two important bonds, which is the covalent bond and the ionic bond. Now, first, I'm going to discuss the covalent bond, which is a chemical bond that shares electron pairs between atoms, which is the strongest bond out of the two. Lastly, is the ionic bond, which is an electron is being transferred from one atom to another. So, to the top left, I do show an example of a covalent bond between the carbon and the hydrogen. The red and blue is showing that the electrons are being shared between the two elements. And to the bottom right, I have an example of an ionic bond, which is showing the sodium transferring over their electron to the chloride. Next, I discuss is structural formulas. Structural formulas is a formula that shows the arrangement of atoms in a molecule of a compound. So here I do list some more examples. I'm just going to point out a simple one, which is carbon dioxide, which is showing the arrangement of the oxygen element and the carbon element. And as you can see, it's showing they're being combined by double lines, which I'm going to discuss in the next slide, which is considered as a double bond. So these are just examples of the structure formulas for those. So nextly is the lines. So lines in the structure formula represent different bonds. So one line equals a single bond, which means one pair of electrons are being shared, which you show here between the two hydrogens. Next one is showing two lines, which is considered a double bond, which is two pair of electrons being shared, which is between the two oxygens with the double lines. Lastly is three lines, which equals a triple bond, which showing two atoms involving 6 bonding electrons, which is showing the three lines between the two nitrogens. Lastly, I just wanted to mention some vocabulary words I feel like that was important in this chapter as well. So some honorable mentions, which is polar molecules, hydrogen bonds, ions, cations, and anions. And lastly, it's just the references that I use to do this PowerPoint. So you guys, I want to thank you guys so much for listening, and you guys have a great day. Bye.